Which is why I always say never take mayonnaise jars from homeless people. Oh, are we live?
I've tried listening, and sometimes I just can't help myself, sir.
I know, I understand. It's tempting.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the after party. There's still no way not to say that, or to say that where it's not gay sounding. Hi, guys. Welcome back to the show. I am Rinsing Monkey. He's Jack. Say hi, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
Jack, we just finished the show, but we took a little time off to do some investigative work.
Yes,
and
that's true.
By investigative work, mostly I mean laughing at a retard. And for the record, when I say that, I'm talking about JF, not his wife.
Yeah, not the missing one.
So let's just give the quick backstory. JF Gariepy, he is an alt-right figurehead from back in the day. For some reason, people still listen to him. And his latest potato has gone missing. This is a guy who really, 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 really likes banging retarded girls. I mean, they're his bread and butter. He's figured out
potato and butter.
Yeah, he's figured out how to solve incel-hood. Just go out there and bang retard girls. And that was horrible. I can't believe I said that. But she's gone missing. She's been missing since June 17th, and nobody reported her missing until about 4 days ago. She went completely off grid because she's a hardcore survivalist.
Yes.
Jack, should we show them her hardcore survivalist self? Give them an introduction to who Mama JF is. This is a clip from a stream that they did together. This is over there in Odyssey. You can find it on his channel. What is it? JF Tonight, I think is this. JFG Tonight.
Yeah.
I think is how it is. But this is them talking, and she says, let me turn that up. She says this.
He's a pedophile, and before my ex-boyfriend, he brainwashed me into being a pedophile.
If you couldn't tell what she said there, she said, and I quote, "My ex-boyfriend turned me into a pedophile." Yep. That's the kind of girl that JF is like, ooh, I need me some of that. Now, she does go on to say that she dropped that lifestyle, Jack. But
she dropped the boyfriend lifestyle or the kid diddling?
Both, because it's ex-boyfriend, and she doesn't believe in the kid diddling anymore. Delahaye says, what? And Massa said, oof. Yeah. That's the chick that's missing. This is the chick that is a hardcore survivalist. She was tricked into being a pedophile, Jack.
Yeah, tricked. Della, this is happening up in Canada where you're around. So if you see this mastermind wandering around, you could probably get a Crime Stopper reward.
Yeah, she's missing there in Prince Edward Island. Darren Root says 5 months. Well, she's dead. We don't know. Look. If you ask JF, she's literally 007.
No, she's 007.
007?
Yeah, he doesn't understand 007, so he says 007. But she does not watch movies. She's a master of disguise and escapism, guys. So be on the lookout for this super genius retard.
Yeah, at this point, we really should say, guys, you want to see the I want to show this because I think it was excellent. I don't pat myself on the back very often. Okay, I do, but not for my art skills or my thumbnail skills. But this was going to be the thumbnail, and it's a great thumbnail, but I thought, for algorithmic reasons, maybe Potato Lost is wrong.
I was totally on board with it.
It's not untrue. Yeah, but doesn't the other one look more true crimey?
I think Potato Lost works. Yeah, the one you went with is probably more accurate and mature, but Potato Lost, yeah. You should have just replaced her face with a potato with a wig on it.
I thought about taking the farmer picture, the one with the farmer and his wife,
Yeah, that's his daughter, by the way.
Oh, is it his daughter? Whichever. Replacing their faces and then putting a potato on the pitchfork.
Right.
But that would have taken way too much time.
It's a lot of effort for a joke, too.
It really is. It really is. I like the play on Paradise Lost. I know, right? I really do love that title, and I wish I could have gone with it, but got to play the algorithm, got to play the game. So let's start with how I was introduced to this.
Oh, hang on. Sure. Thank you, Potato. Help me! I'm in the secret basement. That's just the normal basement, but stairs were hard to find.
Oh God! Don't make me laugh too much. I'm not breathing the best because weather's changing again.
Yeah, I started coughing suddenly right after the stream, and I haven't been able to stop for some reason. I want to thank Saint Fugi for giving me the heads up on this one.
Yeah, Fugi's the one that sent it to me too, and this was my introduction right here. And if you watched the end of last night's show, yes, this is a repeat, but for those who didn't see it, we're going to go over everything. Jean-Francois Gariepy says, the police in Canada is looking, apparently there's only one, is looking for Mama JF because in true Mama JF fashion, she has left our home in June and has disappeared from the map. Because she's a hardcore survivalist, you guys. I am sure that Mama JF is fine. Okay, before we go on, I don't know that he's guilty of anything. We're going to make a lot of jokes. I do not know that he's guilty of anything. I don't know that there's anything to be guilty of. She may be safe, and I really do hope she's safe.
I hope she is too, but I have strong suspicions otherwise.
Yes. So just for the record, and that's not legalese, that's just to be honest. We don't know.
No, we don't. But I have opinions.
Yes, and that's what we'll be giving here is our opinions.
Yes, absolutely. Not to be taken as anything other than our opinion and comedy value.
Yes.
So don't go causing problems. And we're not telling you to go talk to anybody or attack anybody. It's not a fucking dog whistle.
No.
Don't hit me with that shit. Also, thank you, Monkey's back. Help me. Monk slaps me so much I'm broken and bruised.
Nice.
Stop flogging yourself, Monkey. Your back does not appreciate it.
Eagle says, I don't know these two at all. Jean-Francois used to be, like I said, alt-right, but he also did a show with Andy Worski for a while until Tonkasaw convinced Andy to drop him. There's a whole big thing back in the day. But anyway, so he goes on to say, I'm sure Mama JF is fine. I know she's been safe for at least 2 days after I dropped her where she wanted in June. So she goes missing on June 17th, and he knows that at least by June 19th, she was still safe. Oh, fuck. Mama JF left our home entirely voluntarily to go live a life of adventure wherever it would bring her. But since she has electronically disappeared, not connected to her cell phone or updating me or her family, I ask anyone who would have encountered her to just notify the police so that they can know she is safe. And I ask her if she wants to leave a note to the police, me, or her family to ensure every one of her safe. English is not his first language. If you want to send an encrypted tip, you can do it to him at that place. I'm not going to read that part. Fuck him.
Yeah. If you would like to tip me off about knowing what crimes I've committed, please contact me with your information.
So somebody goes, you were the last known person to see her since June? And JF goes, no. She's been traveling and leaving an electronic trace far from mine, so I do not expect to be a suspect in her disappearance. Now, he actually says differently than this later. According to what he tells us in the video, he can't know that she's left an electronic trace. The only electronic trace he can point to is the interactions 2 days after she voluntarily left. Now, guys, this actually is a big story. This is a story that's blowing up in Canada right now.
Yeah, this is pretty big over there. Was it CBC? Their main news thing. They were covering it.
Real quick, Evolved Potato, thank you. Last night's show, it was 5 hours ago, and I'm only on an hour into it. Went from one retard in Hassan to another. Yeah, look, we cover a lot of retards around here.
Yes. We like to point at the weird potato people.
So here we go. Here's the story from the one you're talking about, the CBC. That's the Canadian Broadcasting Company or Commission or commies, whatever.
Something.
PEI, that's Prince Edward Island, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, put out a call for info on woman missing since June 17th. Alora Pantoine, I don't know how you say that, 30, has ties to both Western PEI and the province of Quebec. RCMP on PEI, it's Royal Canadian Mounted Police on Prince Edward Island, had put out a call for information on a woman who was last seen mid-June after receiving a call from someone they described as a concerned citizen. We'll come back to that later in the show. The last known sighting of her was on June 17th in Borden, Carleton, the village that's home to PEI's end of the Confederation Bridge linking the province to New Brunswick. She's 30 years old, 5'10", and weighs 140 pounds and has curly brown hair. She speaks both French and English, as well as potato.
Potato being her first language.
It is her first language. RCMP Corporal Gavin Moore says the investigation began this weekend when police got a call expressing worry. It's a high-profile file. We make efforts to follow up with all known contacts to that individual. We reach out to make sure that anybody who may come across them will let us know. He expects the police will conduct interviews and checking through any available surveillance video. We'll come back to that later as they look for her. Moore said she has links to both. We already read that part. And she was last at an address in PEI that would be living with Jean-Francois Gariepy. And then there's just some, hey, if you've seen her, let us know kind of shit. Which brings us to where we are now, Jack. And oh, dear God.
Yeah.
Oh,
instead of dun dun dun, we have to replace that with dun 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, you're not wrong. No, not at all. All right. So Jean-Pierre decided, not Jean-Pierre. I keep wanting to say that because of what's her name? But Jean-Francois, he decided it would be a good idea. Actually, he didn't even decide it was going to be a good idea. He had to go out and address this. Metal Minister thanks. Wait, JF lost his potato? Has anyone checked the garden? That's where you bury potatoes, right? Indeed. Get out back.
Thank you, potatoes. Why do you make fun of us? We're delicious and starchy. That's why
you tried to kill my people.
Let my people go. Hard exodus.
You tried to starve my people. That's why. How dare you? Here, if you guys got your way. The Great Potato Irish Genocide. That's what really happened. They always call it a famine. The potatoes were just trying to kill my people.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. All right. So Jean-Pierre, why do I keep calling him that?
I don't know.
Jean-Francois. Let's just call him JF. JF decided he has to address this. And this video, as well as his statements that he's made on Twitter, it's just fucking weird. I don't know that this guy did anything. I do know that if I'm a criminal defense attorney and this is my client, I want him to shut the fuck up.
Oh my God, yes. He is just doing so much damage to himself.
Oh. All right. Take it away, Tard Wrangler.
Personal that I'm forced to talk about at this point. It's I've been wanting to keep it relatively calmer and less public, but I've been forced by the various events because people have discovered about it, and so I might as well talk about it instead of letting rumors develop and all of the messy information that can stem from it.
People found out the chick that I'd been dating disappeared, 3.5 months ago?
Yeah, look, people discovered about it. So now I have to talk about it because, that doesn't sound guilty at all.
Why does he sound retarded? Because he's a native French speaker trying to speak English.
Yeah, he's French Canadian. They wrangle all of their people, their tarred people in specific locations so they know where they are.
Yep. And it's also the way he disarms retarded people because they're like, oh, he sounds like me.
He had the accent. He must be smart.
So yeah, it's the disappearance of Mama JF. Mama JF has,
and that's what he calls her, is Mama JF. We had her full name. I don't feel bad about saying her name. It's in the news article.
Yeah, it's all over the goddamn media. How can you avoid it? Plus, it's a really hilarious name to say out loud. It's like saying poutine.
Yeah.
And disappearing, in the sense of not leaving any contact, not leaving information about where she was. And I titled my episode "The Cost of Liberty" because I didn't want any of this.
I called my video "The Cost of Liberty" because I didn't want any of this.
I wouldn't want publicity either if my wife went missing for 5 months and I didn't report it. Yeah.
His reasoning for not reporting it is some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Absolutely. Oh, hey, Suit. How you doing, man?
All right. So here we go. Take it away, Targ Wrangler. God bless.
I'm just a family guy, and I've always been wanting to provide and secure for people around me. But there is one thing I cannot do in our society. I cannot stop you from doing crazy stuff.
And that's true. But when she's been missing for 3.5 months and you haven't heard boo, you can go, hey guys, nobody's heard from her. Could somebody just check?
Yeah.
Somebody. I'm not giving away his reasoning yet. I'm going to let the audience experience that the way I did and just let their jaws drop.
Real quick. Thank you, JF. I'm just planting potatoes. That's how you get more, right?
This is the way. I can't do a French accent because I'm not retarded. Sorry. You just did one.
You got to get like a traumatic brain injury to pull that off.
Yeah.
He has such a total criminal head shape, too. My phrenologist would really have a field day with him.
No, St. Fugi. It's even... never mind. I don't want to give any of this away. He says drove her off into the wilderness. It's here we go.
I cannot stop you from exposing.
And yeah, hi, Suit. How you doing, my friend?
Exposing yourself to risks.
True.
When you say the words, I want to do it. When you claim your own liberty, you are on your own, and I cannot do anything to protect you. And
that's a weird choice of wording right there.
Yes, there's a lot of really weird phraseologies in this video, which I did drop the link a second ago if you guys haven't picked it up yet.
I understand what he's trying to say there. Like, I can't stop you from doing stupid shit. I mean, you take off, I can't protect you. I get it, but in the situation, that is such a bad... This is why I said if I'm a lawyer that has to defend this guy, I'd be like, shut the hell up. What are you doing?
Right? You know how when you were a kid, your parents said that your dead pet went to the farm?
Yes.
How much you want to bet he's got a potato farm somewhere?
Mama JF.
It is the potato farmer.
She went to live on a farm. A much better life. There's lots of room for her to run. Yeah,
Medicare was just a simple weatherman. This guy's just a simple potato farmer. He just takes him to his farm and sets him free in a shallow grave.
Suit, I'm doing well, thank you. And yeah, with your those animations you've been doing are pretty sweet, man. Have you seen those?
Yeah, they're pretty nice.
Yeah, he's doing some really nice work.
Getting really good at him.
Yeah, follow him on Twitter and you can see all that stuff. Or I don't know if you have that stuff on your YouTube or not. But I mostly see it on Twitter. Here we go.
The Ethan Ralph one was scary good too.
Really was.
That I don't know if Mama JF is in danger. I don't know where she is. But at this point, I'm forced to talk about it because people are spreading rumors on the internet. Because
you could have ignored it. You keep using the word "I'm forced to talk about." I'm forced to talk about. You're really not. And again, as a person of interest, you shouldn't be. Honestly.
Oh no! Let this dumb fuck talk himself right into prison.
Please, yeah. I hope he keeps talking because it's fucking hilarious in all the wrong reason or ways. But if he was intelligent, he'd just shut the hell up.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I'll just give you.
And again, he goes, I don't know if she's in danger. He claims to love this woman. I love the woman. I can't do it. I love the woman, but I cannot protect her. And you should at least be worried. And there's like no worry in this guy. He comes off as so sociopathic.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, she's just a woman. They're not.
Just what?
I mean, are they real people?
Look, there's a video of when she first leaves. It's actually from the 20th of June. So it's 3 days after she leaves, a day after he says she last contacted him to say she's never contacting again. That comes up later in this video. But in it, he actually says, because of Western society, you can't stop women from running off to become crack whores.
I mean, to an extent, that's true, but
it is true, yeah.
I mean, that's not really a lifestyle choice most people get into. They're not like, that's it, I'm leaving to become a crack whore and fulfill my dreams.
But he also says, I have nothing bad to say about Mama JF. Then why would you bring up crack whores?
Yeah, he says a lot of kooky shit like that. That just,
it's weird. It's so weird.
View my my perspective on all of this, and you know, people are accusing me of murder on the internet. It's like, you guys don't know. You guys don't know the police. I've been speaking with the feds on an everyday basis for a couple of days now. For maybe I don't know, maybe a couple of days. For a couple of days, I've been speaking to the police.
If the police have been coming to you and speaking to you repeatedly about this, you're their number one suspect, homie.
Right? And you're not helping your case any, dum-dum.
For the record, when somebody goes missing and they have a significant other, whether it's boyfriend or spouse or girlfriend, I said boyfriend only. I shouldn't be exclusionary.
Yeah, bigot.
They look at the significant other first because most of the time, it's something like 75% of the time, that's who does it.
Yeah. Yeah. And they have to rule you out. And you're the most obvious candidate.
On a regular basis. So it all stems from Mama JF, you guys know, and I've stated it publicly. In June, she left. She didn't want, I mean, it's not even clear why she left, and she's done it in the past. You guys have seen it.
Wait, I thought, now he tells us she went off to an adventure. It's not even clear why she left. This is why I say shut the fuck up. I mean, please don't, because I'm getting endless entertainment out of this. I should be sleeping, Jack, but I'm just laughing so hard I can't stop.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, yeah, I have to leave at like 10:05 or so because I have to actually do something. Like,
oh yeah,
but there's no way I'm missing it much of this stream if I can, because this is just comedy gold.
Indeed,
this guy's such a dumb fuck.
Who have been following the show for years. She wanted to go away, so that's all we often know with Mama JF. She wants to go away. She had done it once and had come back to us weeks after, and you remember she came on the show on the day she came back, and she said something along the lines of well, I thought you didn't want to be with me anymore.
All right, we'll come back to that in just a second. Houseford, thank you so much. What? Live again? Awesome. Finishing up your last stream. Then I'll be here at 1.5 speed. Half for Jack-O-Lantern and with a smile. Thank you so much for that double feminist $12. Appreciate it. Really, really do.
Thanks, Houseford.
Okay. So the last time, Jack, she was gone for 2 weeks. And it's like, you guys remember when she was gone for it's been 3.5 months. That you can't point to the 2-week disappearance as she disappears sometimes.
Yeah, who disappears for 5 months and you actually supposedly love this person and you haven't reported them? That there's so many just weird things. Either he's just totally indifferent about his potato wandering off, or I don't know. I don't know. But this video makes him look so much more guilty than even the clips did.
Fugi brings this up. Says, to be fair, she has gone off to ride bicycles naked through a protest, but I feel like we would have seen that in 4 months. Yeah, I saw videos where they showed that. They actually show her naked riding a bicycle.
Why would anyone want to see that?
I don't know. We heard her talk. She got tricked into being a pedophile. That's her own words. Don't come at me for that, folks. She said she was tricked into being a pedophile.
Yeah. Real quick. Thank you, Evolved Potato. You know, the more I hear him speak, the more I believe he didn't kill her. She probably killed herself, so she won't have to hear that horrible French-Canadian accent, because that's what his voice is making me want to do. Why do French-Canadians exist? That's where they put all their mentally ill people, dude. French Canada. I don't know. I don't know why French Canadians exist, but yeah, his accent is fucking annoying. He sounds like Inspector Clouseau from the Pink Panther movies with that fake accent Peter Sellers did.
Oh, yeah.
And thank you.
Well, real quick, before you move on, hers is worse because it's the same thing with potato thrown on top.
That's true. Like,
yeah.
Like, thank you, Discount Technician. Do my eyes deceive me? Monk and Jack at 8:30. Are you guys feeling all right? Well, we couldn't really pass this one up. This is such a we both were watching this video, and there's just no way you can't talk about this. You have to do a stream on it. I mean, we're streamers. That's what we do. But holy shit, this just gets weirder and weirder. And the more you we were talking off air, and the more we talked about it, the more we saw of this nonsense, the worse it looks for JF, and the funnier it got for us.
And mostly just because he won't shut the hell up.
Yeah, when the chips are downsy. Thank you, Uncle Adolf. Just by the look of her, she needs a bed in my camp. Well, Uncle Adolf, the people like her would have been on your special summer retreats. For the chimney sweeping service, I believe. So, yeah, that's quite possible. Thank you, Uncle Adolf.
Understatement asked me if I got his super chat. No, I've gotten 2 donations on the stream so far. One from Evolved, and who was the other one from? Only one super chat from Metal Minister, and both of those have been read. And then one over on the Rumble machine. Yeah. So, no, if you sent one, it has not come through. All right. Back to this, man. Just shut up, Jeff.
Do you have your Streamlabs open?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
Yep, and I just refreshed it, so.
Oh, okay.
And so, and I said to her, no, you left of your own will. But she says yes, and then she says yes, but I thought you wanted me to leave. That is sometimes the state of delusion in female minds, and I can't do anything about this.
You damn stupid women.
Yeah, well, in his world, all women are retarded because
they are. Well, that's who he dates.
Yes.
Have you considered not going to the special home to get dates?
Do you think maybe because his English is so shit that he thinks that's like the discount store for women is like group homes?
Maybe. Okay.
This is the hopeful wayward women.
If we were in the society, the Christian society of 1920, maybe I could file some report and say, hey, my wife is a little crazy. She's a little out there. Can I control? Can I own her, basically? And I'm sure that
you could own women in 1920. Be like, hey, my wife left. Can I just drag her back by her ponytail?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know Canada had those kind of rules in the 20s, but I mean, good for you.
I know. All right.
I mean, basically, you didn't have to file that paper in 1920s because in the 1920s, this was called marriage. But we are not in the 1920s.
In 1920s, marriage was your wife leaving for 3.5 months with no word.
Oh no, in the 20s you could just own that shit and be like, no, you're my property, bitch. Get out in the field and make me some spuds.
Make me a sandwich.
And we are in 2023 where we have an experiment going on in society. What happens when you let these females do whatever the fuck they want? Well,
homie, you're under suspicion because your wife is missing. Maybe going on a rant about how women get to do whatever the fuck they want is the wrong thing. It's the wrong optics.
If they declare her dead at some point, which I mean, let's face it, she probably will be. They're gonna play this in court, and him laughing through this entire video at his own stupid fucking jokes. It's not gonna be a good look.
What happens is that they sometimes make bad decisions. So in June,
sometimes they burn the spaghetti, and you got to get him the belt.
I mean, look. You gotta tenderize the potatoes. You know what I'm saying? You gotta mash them a little bit, I guess.
Boil them with a little acid. All right. A little lye is all you need. Thank you. Understatement. Hate not having Streamlabs. I'm missing on prime inappropriate jokes right now. Also, you need to call Scribe so we can do a Jean-Francois soundbite.
I forgot about that.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. The little gray cells. Yeah, massive. Don't insult Poirot, man. Thank you, disgruntled technician, for that feminist donation. I can't do anything about female delusion. That's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Right. Lieber says, why is he digging a hole for himself? This is nuts. Because he thinks look, again, he might be innocent here. It is entirely possible. But he's one of those people who's not smart enough to know that he shouldn't be trying to prove how smart he is right now.
Yes, this is a time to be quiet and talk to lawyers.
Yeah.
He left. And 2 days after leaving, so she left and she had a whole plan. She had bought camping material.
You told us a little while ago you had no idea why she was doing it. That's how you started this.
That was then. This is now.
And now he's saying she had a plan. This again, he may be innocent, but it's shit like this that makes him look guilty as hell. Devin, thank you so much. Did you do a stream like 3 hours ago? Is that when it was?
Yeah, it was a while ago. It was so long ago we don't remember. That was then. This is now. We're in the present. Yeah. We have to live in this society.
This is now. That was then.
We're poor. Give us money.
I thought you were doing the Spaceballs thing.
Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. It just sort of happened.
Thank you, Metal Minister. JF is digging a hole to find a new potato. He actually kind of does. Yeah. At the end of this, I don't mean to give away the ending, but honest to God, at the end of this, he's basically like, hey, bitches, you want to come hang out? I'm paraphrasing, of course, but another thing, like, did you really do that?
Well, look, Backpage got taken down, and the feds watch Craigslist now, so he's got to recruit the potato people somehow.
Oh.
I was on her way to some sort of survivalist trip. From what I understood, it looked like she was preparing for life in the wild. She promised me when she left that she would always be reachable and that I would be able to reach her to deal with all of the official papers. You know that she owns a lot of stuff and sometimes I need her signature.
Now, I'll be honest. I put in the title JF's woman. I don't know if they're like actually married or not.
I don't know. I think they were, but I'm not sure. So it's kind of vague, but again, I don't, for the sake of what this is really about, I don't think it really matters. But he does call her his wife, I think. It might, common law. Yeah, it might be common law.
Thank you, Metal Minister. How often will he be someone's potato in prison? I will find out. We will find out.
I was like,
go ahead.
Thank you, camping Matato. I'm still at JF house. Yeah, there's a tent in the basement.
And although, you know, we do have legal remedies for this, I was like, if you totally disappear, you might put me in trouble on some biz.
While he's not wrong there, that's a weird thing to even think.
Yeah, I think what he's trying to say is like that if she just totally disappears, there's stuff like the electric bill or something might be in her name and get him in kind of a issue with like handling the estate or the bills or something. But the way he says it comes off super creepy.
I disagree with you. I think he was thinking of this exact situation. If you disappear, people are going to think I'm a murderer.
Well, I mean, I did before I watched all this stream, but by the end of it, I was like, oh, he totally murdered this potato lady.
The voice in the walls, thank you so much for becoming a member for another month. I appreciate it. It says, wow, you've been busy, Monkey, today. Hi, Jack. Hi. Some days I'm busier than others. It just depends on how motivated I get. And sorry, laughing at this guy is always motivational.
On some, you know, getting utilities and everything. So
I've actually argued with him before.
Oh, sorry. That sounds horrible.
On a stream. It was him and Andy Worski and me and that black gentleman who was in the Proud Boys. I forget his name. Yusef.
Yeah, Yusef. Yeah, he was a nice dude.
Yeah, and me and him were arguing against those two about how blood sports was going to ruin basically the ability to speak on YouTube. Huh.
It's almost like you knew.
Jedi Ghost Bear, thank you. JF is real life Pepe Le Pew? No, Pepe was kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Pepe just tried to bang outside of his race unknowingly.
Yeah.
JF is trying to bang low
vegetables.
IQ. Yeah, he's a vegetable fucker.
She promised to me that she wouldn't fully disappear.
Disappear.
And she went away. And 2 days.
That's another one. She went away. What a weird way to say it.
Yeah. And who says to their spouse, "Promise me you won't disappear"?
Because it might look like I killed you.
Yeah. What is she, a wizard? Like, if you said that to Harry Potter, okay, but just to say that to your random life partner, like, don't disappear. It may cause problems for me. Who says shit like that?
Later, she talked to me on the phone and sent a message. But by the way, everything I tell you is things I have told to the police.
Now, see, that's the part I was talking about on the other show where he's like, I talked to her and she sent a message. And in some of his tweets, he tells us that she communicated with her family electronically. He never mentions her talking to anyone else. Since she's disappeared on the 17th, and then there's supposedly with him a phone call on the 19th, there's no indication that she spoke to anyone else. And that would be not necessarily exonerating for him, but at least closer if she had spoke to somebody else in this time.
Yeah, but he alludes to the fact that it was all text messaging.
Yes, except for this phantom phone call with him.
Well, yeah, that could possibly have been two phones in the same general area that he had in one of each hands.
Well, again, I mean, she lived in Prince Edward Island, and the last place she was seen was in Prince Edward Island. So it's not like it was even that far from where he was.
It's a total coincidence, Monkey.
Total coincidence, yeah. Well, it's not a total coincidence, and we come up on that later.
It's not. There's no secret coming out that you guys are hearing. It might be secret from a public perspective, but it's all things that the feds.
It's not a secret, but it's secret publicly.
You know, like you do.
I've been knowing for a couple of days. So the last message that she sends me in June, 2 days after leaving, and it had been apparent. I think I may have been in contact for a couple of times during these 2 days, so I was sure that she was progressing through whatever trip she wanted to do. I knew that she was still alive.
That's another weird one to say.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not I knew she was okay. I knew she was still alive. All right.
But 2 days.
Thank you, EverQuest. We have her a free transportation spell to get her away from him. Oh, we gave her a free transportation spell to get her away from him. I'd like to believe that, but even if she went camping and went missing 411, this still makes him look like he did something. This dude, I don't care what kind of wizard portal you used. This dude made himself look really guilty with this stream. He's a fucking idiot if he's innocent.
In chat there, Jedi Ghostbear just said, he said, that's oddly past tense. She was still alive. Ooh.
Yeah, there's a lot of past tense stuff in here.
There is. All right.
After leaving, she says, I have changed my plans. I will not hold my promise toward you. I will not be reachable. And it's like, okay. She says, I have a new plan.
He needed some official papers signed. So did you say to her, hey, before you completely disappear, could you just come back for a day to sign off on all this shit?
Yeah. Well, let me guess. The paper was a transfer of a deed of ownership to some acreage that she owned.
Yeah. A potato patch.
Yeah. A little farm up near Nova Scotia or something. I don't know. The whole thing is kind of weird. Like, don't disappear because there's this is weird.
And I'm like, does your new plan involve any sort of attack against me or the family?
Again, that's a weird thing. She's going off to live camping style. She's going to live, hobo style from San Francisco. And his question is not, hey, will you come back to take care of these legal papers? It's, are you going to do anything to hurt me?
This dude is at minimum a narcissist.
Because you guys know how important that is to me.
Hey, JF, what is it she could do to hurt you? JF, what could she do to hurt you?
I really hope the RCMP has searched this guy's hard drive because there's probably some crazy shit on there.
You may have missed it in here. He hasn't let them inside his house yet.
Yeah, well, maybe they got some remote access. I don't know. If they don't have a warrant by now, this video should give them plenty of reason to get one.
Henry says, if my wife goes missing, I'm going to allow police inside my house to talk to me.
Yeah, be like, look for whatever you need. I want my wife back.
Metal Minister, thank you. JF is talking like the villain at the end of every Law and Order episode when they confess. I'd tell him to stop digging, but dude hit bedrock already. I know, and it's funny.
Yeah, he hit bedrock and went and got a jackhammer to go through that. Like, he's halfway to China by now. But yeah, he does sound like a Law and Order villain.
Because you don't have to be worried. My new plan does not involve you. I'm just going to change cell phone. Now,
So if she changed cell phones, why hasn't anybody heard from her?
Yeah, no. Some of the people who have that hadn't come out and been like, "Hey, where's she at?" are her actual family, according to him. And she never called them on the new cell phone. All right, I mean, maybe she went back and decided to be a pedophile and moved in with Antifa. I don't know.
Knew that she had left without any sort of electronic tracking. You know how the police can track you with your credit card, with your debit card. She had left with nothing but her phone.
How'd she buy a new phone, homie? Oh, maybe, yeah. Or maybe she just carries a ton of cash around as a woman wandering alone in a tent.
Yeah, because that makes sense.
All right.
You know, the RCMP won't be looking at this if she was First Nation.
Right.
Be like, it's a Highway of Tears thing. Just ignore it.
So when she said that to me through text, I concluded, okay, she's going off grid. You know, she's going full survivalism.
She's going off grid with a cell phone. That's how you do it.
Yeah. Look, when I go off grid, I immediately just don't tell anyone any of my plans. So if something were to happen to me, I'm gonna absolutely die out in the middle of nowhere.
Look at him. He's laughing about this.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the awkward laughing really makes him look guilty for something. Murder.
And kind of in her fashion. I mean, that's the way Mama JF is. So changing her phone to me.
She disappeared for 2 weeks one time, Jack. And that's the same as her disappearing for 3.5 months and getting a new cell phone so she can't talk to this jackass.
Those do.
Those aren't similar.
No, it all makes total sense.
And
you're a retard.
For the record, she does occasionally get really drunk and get weird. I don't remember if it's in this stream or one of the other ones that I watched as I was getting ready for this. He actually accuses her of terrorism at one point.
Oh, yeah, that's this video.
So he accuses her of being a terrorist to one of his streams. And it's just her being very drunk from everything I've ever seen. Just like the one where she's like, I got turned into a pedophile.
No, that's a terrorism.
Me, it meant I'm dropping potentially my own identity behind. I'm potentially disappearing in nature. I'm potentially, I mean, she could be anywhere from there.
Okay.
So
I'm disappearing into nature is probably the most accurate statement here because
Yes.
it's in a woods somewhere.
Well, it's weird because he switches between her going into nature and her going to live on the streets.
The streets of the wilderness, Monkey. You know, like deer trails. Those are like highways and stuff.
I guess
that's just the nature's way. Like shallow graves.
And that's what I was explaining to the police. You know, Mama JF. You remember the story she told on her video on YouTube where she talked about crossing the border in Spain and in the enclaves of Spain and North Africa. Mama JF is a fucking extreme, like 007 level of like fugitive mentality.
The woman who got tricked into being a pedophile. She's like 007, y'all.
No, she's like 007.
Sorry. Yep, you're right. I keep fucking that up. She's like 007. He does clarify later that he does mean James Bond.
Yeah.
Yes.
Worski pointed this out on the Keto Casino gaming stream on Kick, which, by the way, if you haven't seen that stream, I would recommend it. It was pretty funny. That's a weird thing to say. 007. Who doesn't know 007?
Well,
I've talked to Asians that are full-blood Asian language people, you know, natives, and they know 007.
I think just maybe the fact that he's French Canadian, there's just a retard gene there.
I guess. I mean,
it makes it impossible to say 00.
Well, that sounds too much like surrender in French, I think.
Double, Sibin.
Duplo, we surrender. And then they join the Nazis or something. I don't know. I don't like French.
I was kind of telling that to the police, jokingly, half jokingly, but it's like she's a professional fugitive who doesn't commit crimes. So it's like
she's missing, dude. Why are you giggling
about that to the cops?
Right. Yeah. Joking to the cops about your missing wife is exactly how you stay out of trouble.
Yes. And then saying she's good at evading people. She's like James Bond 007. So what? She has a license to kill? What are you talking about?
What he's saying there he's saying she can't be found, and that's because she's like 6 feet underground somewhere.
It reminds me of that scene in was it Last Crusade where Indy's hyping up the guy from the museum, and then his dad says, "Did he get lost in his own museum once?"
Yes.
Like, your potato probably got lost in your apartment, dude.
No, man, she's 007. Seriously, you should have shut up 8 minutes ago.
You should never have talked about this. What a dumb shit.
She's gonna be hiding from you as hard as she can, while also not having anything to reproach to herself. But that's just how she is. So I mean, she and so from there, I'm like, I'm gonna drop myself behind. I'm going to disappear. You're not going to be able to reach me. So that is what I.
Now, it's weird there because he says, "I'm like," and then he says what she would be saying.
Yeah,
I'm like going to drop my phone, is what he says. And again, this one could just be a slip of the tongue, but homie, they pay attention to this when they're looking at why this girl's missing.
I'm telling you, if they get a search warrant, it's because of this video.
Oh, God.
Also, he's like, if you are looking, she will hide from you. And I'm picturing like this retarded woman with her hands in front of her eyes going, "You can't see me. I'm invisible."
She's hiding behind trees and shit when she sees police. All right.
Like skinny trees that she's obviously not hiding behind.
Yeah.
I am one with the night. Ugh.
I've been knowing since June. And of course, you're faced with the big, should I call the police?
Yes.
This is a
yes,
willing
you should
woman.
have called the police.
But she's a willing woman.
Look, if she's a willing woman, that is fine. But there does come a point. Remember, these people are in a committed relationship, and he's just like, I mean, she can do what she wants. At some point, when nobody in the family, not him, not her whole family, has heard from her since June 19th, maybe once somebody goes, "Hey guys, yeah, she's been missing. Could somebody check?" And he is right. She is a grown-ass adult who can make her own decisions. If she wants to just disappear, that is up to her. But how is she making a living right now? Is she foraging off berries and shit?
Clearly. She's made friends with a tribe of moose and then joined some obscure tribe that lives out in the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
And together they are forming an alliance, Monkey, to overthrow Justin Trudeau, no doubt.
Frankenbeans asked, why didn't her family raise an alarm? Don't worry, he gets to that too.
A willing adult woman doing her willing stuff. So I've not called the police because, in my view, there was no evidence of criminality. There was no.
This is also the mother of at least one of his children. No concern.
Tater tots.
Yes, at least half tater tot.
Of distress. It looked like, to me, someone who has decided to go survivalism.
And again, he keeps saying that survivalism thing, and the reason I pointed out is because later he's talking about living in the streets, which is not survivalism. That's homelessness.
Yeah, that's urban camping.
She's eating out of the trash cans, and that is the survivalism she learned from 007.
Well, I mean,
just like James Bond.
Yeah, he often would have these bouts of homelessness, adventuring.
Report someone for being survivalist. I mean, this reminds me of the Facebook post. As one of your loved ones gone to survivalism, as one of your loved one bought too much camping material. That is literally one of the Facebook posts. But
okay, you can laugh at people like have they ordered too much camping equipment. You're talking about a woman who supposedly out of nowhere buys a couple of, he just says camping equipment. He doesn't say what it is.
Yeah.
And goes survivalist, living in the woods on the streets.
Yeah. I wasn't real sure what camping material was, but I assume a tent and a tarp of some kind.
a sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Maybe she bought some a little cooking pan because you can get that stuff if you're doing that. But yeah, it's just weird. Anyway, back to him.
Well, camping material might just be a tarp that you live underground in.
Maybe.
Tarp and a shovel.
A nice canvas tarp rolled up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, thank you, Downsy Tribe. Don't worry, we have a whole division. It's not profitable though. I imagine not. Ew.
Mickey says, Canadian winter kills, dude. This isn't a game. Even if she did just leave to frolic in the woods, you should probably fucking find her before October ends. Yeah.
Right?
And remember, she supposedly just disappeared in the middle of all these fires going on in Canada. Now, I don't know my Canada enough to know where Prince Edward Island is compared to where the fires were. That part just struck me as funny because we had all the Canadian fires this year.
The northeast.
So that would have been affected by the fires, at the very least the smoke.
Well, yeah, the smoke for sure, but
where buying camping material gets you reported to the feds.
No, it's not buying camping material that gets you reported to the feds. It's missing for 3 months that does it, dickhead.
Soup brings up a really good point. Where's the kid?
That's a good question.
Because he doesn't ever seem to address where the baby is.
And I am bound to Mama JF's interests because I've loved her and I still love her and I still consider I consider myself allied to her forever.
It's just weird phrasing. Okay.
Yeah. I'm allied with her. You're gonna be linked to her forever through the court trial.
Yeah.
Forever, no matter what she does, even if she goes out there getting other boyfriends, I consider myself tied to her forever.
Well, again, they have a kid together, so yeah. Hey, but like you just said, and like Soup brought up, with no mention of the kid there.
Yeah.
Just because I love her. I visit where I buried her all the time.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm in front of this information. And
oh, my internet's being a bitch right now.
I've decided that this was not warranting a call to the police in June. And I've spoke to...
In June, it wasn't. Because remember, she's disappeared for 2 weeks before. It's mid-June, so 2 weeks, that takes you to July. Sure. In June, I'm with you. There's no reason for you to call the police. It's October, fucker.
Yeah. Thank you, Henry. For Americans, Prince Edward Island is north of Maine.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's already pretty cold up there then. Also, thank you, Canadian Fire. I may have baked a potato. Yeah, well, thanks for the admission, Canadian Fire, also known as JF Gariepy. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Her family.
Here we go.
And they thought similarly, this is Mama JF. She is an out there woman, and it's not the first time she does this.
She's an alcoholic retard is what she is. And her family was even like, fuck that bitch.
An alcoholic retard with pedophilic tendencies.
Yes.
This is somebody that should not be monitored. Jesus.
That chick should have a shock collar on.
Right?
All right.
In the absence of any evidence of harm or that she's doing something evil to someone else, there's no reason to call the police. And in fact, we even had someone in the family talked loosely to a federal investigator who was friends with us and just asking, what is this? Is this a disappearance or is this just a woman? Just a woman doing whatever she wants. And the investigator had actually, from what I heard, this is not an interaction that I had myself, but someone who was worried in the family spoke to an investigator and said, look, those are the facts. It's a woman. She leaves like this.
I love how it's a woman. Like, this is normal behavior for women to go live in the street on purpose. I'm sorry, in the woods, in the street on purpose. That happens all the time. Guys are with chicks, and suddenly the bitch is like, you know what? I'd prefer to be homeless.
Yeah, look, sometimes if you don't keep an eye on women, they just sort of wander off. They're like toddlers. You got to keep an eye on them, or they're like get distracted by shiny things and run into traffic. It's a thing, you know. Is this a disappearance, or is this just a woman?
She wanted to leave. She gets herself equipped with camping material and all. Is this a disappearance? Is this something we should signal? And the investigator had said, well, no, this looks like a consensual trip. So I went.
Okay, so not an official report. Just, hey, she's a woman and she bought camping material. He doesn't tell us when this happened. Again, if that was in June, sure.
There should be.
I bet you no investigator said that to you in October.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to know when. Okay, so she supposedly bought all this camping material. Is there video surveillance? Because likely she went to a big box store for that stuff, or someplace with video cameras. You know, just buy secondhand camping material en masse.
He doesn't address that, but surveillance video does come up later. Suit says, I'm serious. If that's all you know of what a woman is, a potato, well, maybe to him, all women do wander off. That's fair, too.
Yeah, sadly. Hey, I got to go, but this guy's an idiot. Be sure you bring up locationism, because that was funny as shit.
Yes, I will.
But thank you all so much for the donations.
How long are you going to be? How long are you going to be out, man?
Till about noon.
Oh, hopefully I'll be done by then. But if not, stop back by.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, you guys have a great day. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for joining. Don't forget to follow him if you guys aren't already. Links for everything for both of us are down below. He's got a lot of channels, a lot of really good stuff down there. He also has books to sell. His Teespring store where he sells. My favorite stuff is the Not Jack, but he has a lot of other stuff in there. Check that stuff out. All right, now you guys are stuck with just me.
Was reassured that not only was my judgment converging toward the fact that Mama JF does not need help and that she's a free woman, she can decide to do this. And also there was these social signals reinforcing that I wasn't the only one thinking this. Other people were thinking this also.
Okay, again, he mentioned specifically June. In June, there was no reason to call. And if this is when they talk to the cop, sure, absolutely no reason. Yeah, and especially she's left before. Although last time, did she buy camping equipment? Because she wouldn't have needed to buy it again unless you threw it out or something. But once you get to a month later, 2 months later, 3 months later, you'll notice that the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, they put out a thing saying, hey, this chick's missing. They didn't go, hey, this chick is camping somewhere. They're like, hey, guys, anybody seen her? She is missing. They didn't say, oh, she's made a decision. What's up, Beast? How you doing, my friend?
So that's just a start in June. And
Beast, you got to come on again soon. We'll pick a good subject, or maybe we'll just do, because we've done 2 discussions over on his channel, and they're always fun. We'll set it up where it's just you, me, and maybe even Jack on it, where we're just chatting about whatever comes up. I really, really do enjoy talking with Beast. All right, here we go.
July, but then, the months pass, and now we're in October. When is it that worries are justified? And so there was a building up of stress in the people who love her. And my position has always been to all of these people, to any friend of Mama JF and to any person involved. My position has been, I saw her go. I saw her wanting to go. And so I don't need to call the police. But if
it's the mother of your children, she's been missing for 3 months. You know, he keeps pointing out that it's a woman, it's a woman. I wish I could do that accent because it'd be so much fun to just mock him in his original tongue. But, you know, you keep pointing to women, it's a woman. It's not natural for a woman to leave her kid for 3 months. Now, look, yes, it does happen. It does happen, but it's not the norm.
If you feel that it warrants a call to the police, I respect you, and you go ahead and call them. And I will not say who ended up calling, but someone ended up noticing that somehow Mama JF was missing. And
see that it wasn't, according to him, the way he's describing it, and the Royal Canadian Mounted Police said it was a concerned citizen. It was somebody that just noticed she wasn't around. They were like, where is she? And so they called the RCMP, and they were like, whoops, we have a missing person. And look at the smile on his face as he says this. Like, I won't say who it is, but somebody called. They were concerned because they hadn't seen. Oh, I don't know. I can't do that accent. It's driving me nuts. Suit, exactly. This whole thing is just red flag language. The entire thing. It's like, if he, I don't know about how the Canadian courts work. Maybe this won't hurt him like it would down here. Down here, any lawyer worth their salt would be like, we are fucked. We are seriously fucked.
And maybe knew about me. I don't know. I don't know exactly how it all happened, but someone ended up noticing, hey, there's this girl and her loved ones don't know where she is. And so,
well, I mean, you say you love her, but obviously they didn't see you, because he even says maybe they knew about me. Like, that's a weird thing to say. Like, maybe they knew about me, like you've made women disappear before. They know I like to change potatoes every so often because they get dark spots on them.
So they made a call to the police, and this launched a whole investigation that I've been involved in for, I don't know, maybe 4 days, 5 days, I don't know.
I feel like you should be able to narrow that down. Again, we're talking about a missing person investigation regarding the mother of your children. And you're like, I don't know how many days it's been. You should be able to go, it started on Saturday. Good God.
But the feds are coming regularly at my house.
Because you're a suspect.
They are waking me in the morning. I sleep late, and all of my loved ones sleep late, or just that way. We are.
That's not that funny. Some of his laughing is so ridiculously inappropriate on this.
We are computer programmers living in the night. You know, that is just what we do. And I'm a man of the internet. My show is at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and it's not even the end of my day. So yeah, so they wake me up every morning. There are days where they come once, where there are days where they come twice. There's always a truck of the feds in front of my house, and you know,
that's called surveillance, sir. They're waking you up daily, and they just parked a vehicle in front of your house. They're watching you because they think you killed her.
There's lots of people making jokes right now on the social media, like, Jeff, where did you hide the body? And
by the way, I saw that tweet where somebody asked him where he hid the body. He blocked that person, by the way. I laughed my fucking ass off.
I knew that this was coming to this no matter what, because we live in a society that just can't accept the cost of liberty.
No, it's because it's funny. That's all. It's funny. You're giving this bullshit story that makes no sense. And so people are laughing about it. You make the point that electronic signatures are away from each other. Who would even think that? You're like, no, my electronic signature was definitely far away from hers. I made sure. I mean, because she was away.
The cost of liberty is you're going to have a bunch of females make terrible decisions.
Not men. He really hates women. Good God, JF. I wonder how much, like Fresh and Fit he sits around watching. Them damn women. Look, I give my opinion on women where I think there's a societal wide problem on women. But I also I actually love women and talk highly of women too. This motherfucker's just like, them fucking women. Who hurt you, JF? Who? Was it Mrs. Potato Head?
But no, I have not killed Mama JF, and I would be very surprised that I'm even considered a suspect.
They parked a vehicle outside of your home and knock on your door daily, and you would be surprised if you're a suspect. All right. I mean, I've never thought very highly of your intellect, so maybe you are that dumb.
In any way. Because I have left records, I have left electronic traces.
See, this is another one of those where it's a really like, did you just say that out loud? I've left a paper trail, so there's no way anybody can say it was me. Who thinks like that? Fuck.
Of my dropping her alive in front of cameras of a gas station, and
there's evidence of this. Oh, that's another one. Like, who says that? Who says that? I left evidence of me dropping her at a gas station in front of cameras. Oh. And again, this might be one of those things where it's absolutely true, but instead it sounds like he's watched Investigation Discovery and he's like, oh, I need to cover my tracks here. I need to make sure that there's video evidence that this is where I left her, so that when I pick her up later and put her in the ground, nobody thinks it's me.
There has been plenty of electronic records of the fact that she was alive many days after leaving me.
Again, electronic record of her being alive many days after she left me. That stuff is easily faked. It really is. Because he's talking about a phone call, and as far as we know, nothing else but text. That doesn't give proof of her being alive. It gives proof of somebody using her phone. A phone that then goes completely dead after that as she buys this mysterious phone. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? This just sounds like you like, look, see, no, I covered my tracks. I mean, I have proof I didn't do it. For fuck's sake. No, look, I covered my tracks. That totally doesn't sound like premeditated potato mashing. I know, Fugi. I know.
After asking me to drop her at a certain location. And yes, that there are so many cameras these days and credit cards purchased.
Yeah, but you specifically said in front of a camera. Not that, yeah, there's a camera there. Like my local gas station, I know there's a camera pointed at the it's pointed so that everybody's license plate is caught as you come in. And I know that because I had a friend who drove off without paying. They went in and bought something else and they weren't charged for gas and they didn't think about it and they leave and they got a phone call about it because they got the picture. But I wouldn't immediately think, I know when I dropped her off, I was right in front of that camera. I'll admit I saw her and wanted a baked potato. Thank you, Adolf. Thank you so much. It's just the wording. He makes it sound like Betty waved to the camera too, right? It sounds too much like you're covering your tracks. So even if you've just thought later, like, oh no, I know there's cameras there, you say, I dropped her off in front of the camera. That just sounds too made up.
That I can prove. I would be very surprised that I'm.
There's a tweet, and I wish we would have shown it, but I forgot to grab it, where he talks about how there's cameras all over his house that show he couldn't have done this. And I have cameras for security, so I'm probably on there. Like, no, I pointed the camera so that they could see me and see I did nothing wrong. The way he words shit is just mind-blowing.
Anyhow considered a suspect, but the feds are still very thirsty for information, so they keep coming back. And honestly, I'm very impressed by the quality of their work, but it's like they understand also that I'm a guy on the internet, so I'm not I have a high security home. I'm not going to let them in, you know, but it's like, okay, they want every possible detail they can have about Mama JF because
Look, I don't know about Canadian courts and stuff. Do you guys have warrants up there where eventually with probable cause they can come in and like search for blood stains in his home? Because we're getting to the point, if this was in the United States with what he said so far, he's the last person to see her alive. He's the last person to speak to her. The rest of it is all text messaging. We're getting to the point where they'd be like, okay, we're going to get a warrant and come into your home to look for stuff. He's being like, I'll tell you anything, just you can't come in the home. And I have security stuff, so they can't come in. What? I have security stuff. I have a lot of security, so they can't come in. Not, I believe in the Fourth Amendment or whatever. I believe in security in your property. I have security, so they can't come in. It's the way he words everything. Jeff, I know you're not listening to this, but if you, by chance you are, it's not how you say it. It's what you say. Fuck.
They are on this program of finding Mama JF, and it's fascinating to see a bunch of professionals like this who really are interested in her safety.
Why are they more interested in her safety than you are? She's the mother of your child. At the very least, you should want to know she's safe, and you're so aloof about it. No, it's the cost of the freedom for the bitches who run off all the time.
Tell you, I'm hostile to the government in general, but I've always known that within the police force, the vast majority of policemen are excellent, just excellent workers and professionals, and I see it in my interactions with them. They understand everything. So so that means they're coming to me and they want to know exactly what she said before leaving. They want traces of where were you when you dropped her, who could know her, who are her friends. And it's like I pulled Mama JF out of a lifestyle, and I never really got acquainted with this lifestyle. You know, I'm not the kind of I don't have respect for human beings, especially not homeless druggies, you know.
I pulled her out of this lifestyle. I don't have respect for homeless druggies. It's all right. I mean, go there. I'm not sure why.
So I'm not the kind of guy who will approach a female and become friends with her male friends.
The fuck does that have to do with anything? I couldn't have killed her because I didn't become friends with her male friends. Dude.
So what I did with Mama JF is I extracted her from her misery.
I cut her off from all of her friends, is what you just said. I extracted her from her misery. I cut her off from all her friends, so she's not allowed to talk to anyone else. All right.
And from her lifestyle.
Not helping yourself.
And I brought her to a greater lifestyle. Cleaner,
None of that. Okay. He's trying to make the point that he didn't know any of her friends, so he can't say that she went to her friends. But his whole point so far is that she's getting camping gear to go live in the woods.
So less craziness. So that is what I've done.
Maybe she was friends with Piglet and she went to the 100-acre wood.
When they ask me, where could she be? Is she friends with this guy? Is she friends with these guys? It's like I have just a general idea that Mama JF is a super social creature of Montreal.
Wait, she's a super social creature of Montreal going to live in the woods by herself. Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's what I've been telling them.
And that's why they keep asking you questions, because that doesn't make any goddamn sense.
And yeah, so that's been so the feds being extremely, on their path of.
Hosfer says his wording may be because he has already talked to the police about it. They may have told him things like, "We saw you on a cam dropping her off," so he just says it without the source. The problem there, again, it's the way he says it. I dropped her off in front of a camera. He could have said, the police told me that they saw me drop her off at this place. They saw it on camera. But that's not how he says it. And this is the Jesse Smollett thing. Remember, the reason Jesse Smollett got beat up where he did is they thought there was a camera pointed there so that there would be video evidence. What they didn't know is that camera wasn't working. So he got his ass beat for no, because they did hit him a couple of times, not very hard. But it was it was a setup because they knew a camera was there. They just didn't know it wasn't working. And that's how it comes off. I was in front of a camera.
We need to save everyone.
It's not like going to Walmart and, she disappears from Walmart and he's like, there's cameras all over Walmart. Somebody had to have seen it. Instead, it's very specific. I dropped her off in front of a camera. I get what you're saying, but it's his wording that does it.
We need to save everyone. And I'm like, it's amazing to see the conversations between them and me, because I'm actually less motivated at finding Mama Jeff than they are.
And that's a problem, dickhead. Yes, exactly, Suit. He dropped her off in front of a camera alive. Make sure to get that alive in there.
I've never requested any of this.
That's the problem, shithead. Mother of your children, 3.5 months. According to you, you didn't want her to leave. And you're like, fuck that bitch. I don't care.
To be clear, if Mama JF is out there listening to this, I want to be clear with you, Mama JF. I've not been requesting an investigation against you. I've not been.
This isn't an investigation against her. It's, hey, are you alive? That's it. They're not trying to throw her in jail. An investigation against her. Is she alive? That's all anybody wants to know. Hey, I did not want to know if you were alive. I dropped you off in front of a camera alive. Fuck.
Trying to send the feds after you. I've not been.
All they would do is go, "Are you safe?" And she'd go, "Yeah." And they go, "All right, cool. We'll let people know." That's it. That's all we're looking at here. And he's like, "Yeah, the feds. I didn't send the feds after you." Hosford, this is what I'm talking about though with his speaking. Even if a lot of what he knows comes from having talked to the police, it's the way he's saying it. Why doesn't he just say, "Are you safe? Can you please ring your family?" Right. And in his one tweet, the one that we looked at the beginning of the show, he does kind of say that, but he doesn't. He's not here. He's just like, "I didn't tell him this. I said, fuck you."
Wanting to do this episode, even. I'm forced to do this episode because there are forum posts right now that your face is on whatever the feds have published. And then people are looking at my tweet today and informing people about this. And they're like, well, look, he calls her Mama JF. He doesn't even call her by her real name. So
I didn't see that criticism. I don't have a problem with him calling her Mama JF, especially since that's canon on his streams. I don't even want to use this scenario because, knock on wood, it hasn't happened. But if something happened to Lady Monkey when I came out, I wouldn't use her real name. I would say, "Hey, Lady Monkey is missing. Could somebody please, if you've seen her, let me know?" And I would do that because you guys wouldn't know her by her name. I'd probably go on to give the name, like, "Hey, this is the chick this is her name. This is what she looks like." And he leaves all that out, and he's explaining here why. It's like, "Hey, I don't care where she is." You should, at least a little bit.
not really interested at them finding her. It's like there's a lot of interest to wade in here First, by naming Mama JF a way that I've never named her publicly, I would only be misleading people. The fact is,
not if you started out with, hey, Mama JF is missing. Here's her name. If you see her, this is her height, her weight, like the Royal Canadian Mounted Police did. That, again, he's treating it like they're going to turn her into a criminal suspect. Yeah, it's not even that he's French. It's the weird way he says things. Yeah, a very suspicious way he says things.
With me through this platform knows Mama JF as Mama JF. So that's her name for you guys.
Not when you're looking for her in real life.
I'm not going to reveal her real name because honestly, I don't even know if she wants to be found. And that is something you have to wait when you're in this situation. I am a bearer of the interest of Mama JF. Maybe she doesn't want to be found.
Maybe she does. He defaults to she doesn't want to be found. That's another one that's just kind of weird.
She's on a huge trip, whatever, thinking going to parties. Maybe she's going to Woodstock in the US. I have no clue. But maybe she doesn't want to be found, and that's part of her liberty that I have to defend. I'm not going.
Well, that would be pretty easy because in order to cross, she'd still need to show her passport, and there would be record of that. Maybe she went to Woodstock. I mean, maybe she crossed the border illegally, but probably not.
Not going to act like these worried families who want to help someone.
Not to act like these worried families. You should be part of that worried family, shithead. Fuck. You told us just a little bit ago you loved her.
More than they want to be helped. Because one thing I have learned at enormous cost in my life is don't help someone who doesn't want to be helped.
Nobody's even talking about helping her. Just finding her to know she's alive. See, again, he makes more of it than it needs to be, and that just makes him sound more guilty. Nobody's saying, hey, go save her from the streets. People are asking, is she alive? No fair streaming while I'm getting groceries. Good morning, Nuts. Sorry, I want to get this done so I can go to sleep and dream about getting groceries. I'm not going to dream about getting groceries.
And so I'm like to these feds, I'm like, please understand, you're going to pursue a fugitive who has committed zero crime.
See, again, he just did it. You're going to pursue this fugitive who hasn't committed any crimes. They're not going to arrest her, asshole. Jesus Christ. They want to know if she's still breathing, if she's still alive like she was when you showed her off in front of a camera. Thank you, Cass One. Remember that ex-military guy who buried his wife and daughter in a tank in the Colorado rural wilds? The one who went on camera and, like, you know, he was guilty. Yeah, birds of a feather here. Also, I've dated 2 Canadians. Both had issues. Well, according to JF, that's probably because they were women. No, I don't know that story. It's one I'll have to look into.
She's going to be...
I'm more familiar with Scott Peterson. Like, no, I don't know what happened to Lacey. Don't look in my boat, please.
She's going to be playing with you, sending you on false traces. She's going to have her hoodie, hiding herself from facial recognition cameras everywhere she enters. She has dropped all of her electronics behind. She's basically 007, but she...
So she's basic. He says 007, and what he actually means is more like Jason Bourne. She is going to be out there hiding herself from all facial cameras, and apparently she doesn't know where they are, like JF does quite as well. So she just covers all the time, so you can't see her. Somebody would still see her eventually if she's hanging out in the city. There, I'm guessing in Canada, there's not a whole lot of facial recognition cameras in the woods where you say she was headed. And she wouldn't really need a sleeping bag heading to the to the streets? I mean, I guess maybe they do that in San Francisco. But that wouldn't be your first thing. You'd be like, where's a cheap apartment I can go to? Or at least a shelter. And he's like, no, she would go total 007. I'm sorry, 007 on you. Because she's this chick who got tricked into being a pedophile. She's a mastermind of hiding from facial recognition cameras. Or she's dead and won't appear in any of them because there's none 6 feet underground where she's at.
She has no mission, and she's not fleeing you guys for a crime that she did because she's a good person.
If she's not fleeing, why would she be hiding? No sense, JF. She wouldn't be trying to conceal herself if she's like, I did nothing wrong.
She's not going to commit a crime. That's the situation. You guys want to have fun finding her to be sure that she's safe? You go ahead.
How about if somebody finds her, that's great. I'm happy she's alive. No, if you guys want to have fun finding her. Do you hear yourself, JF? Fuck. If you guys want to have fun finding her. But hey, if you do find her, let her know I care. Let her know I miss her. Let her know I support her, but I miss her. For fuck's sake, man.
But I know will when I see it, and her will was to go out there and for whatever period. I didn't know when she left whether it would be a 2-week period like last time, or whether it would be a 2-year period. She could be on a container traveling toward Morocco right now, and she
what you do? Sell her into slavery? Fuck. Black Hebrew Israelite, thank you so much. I'll take a stab in the dark. She cheated. He caught her, kicked her out. He took all his shit back, told her to kick rocks because she a hoe and that's not his kid. That's right. Nah, dog. He clipped. That's right. He had her clipped. That's right. Thank you so very much. Appreciate it, my friend. Again, it is entirely possible he's innocent, but he is not making himself look innocent at all.
She could have dealt with the locals at the port. She could have talked to a boat driver and give him some money and get on the boat.
That's what people usually do when they buy camping equipment. They jump on a boat to Morocco. Jesus Christ, dude.
Who the fuck knows? I mean, and so that is the situation. And to people who are saying, well, he doesn't make all efforts to find her, he doesn't name her in her tweet, or he doesn't show a photo of her.
Look, I don't even expect you to make all efforts to find her. But if you could even make a little effort to show you actually cared about her other than I still love her, anything to show you actually cared whether or not she was found alive, then maybe I'd give you the benefit of doubt. But right now, what you're doing is like, I don't care if anybody ever finds her. That's a weird thing to put out into the world when the police are looking at you for the disappearance of your baby mama.
I'm not going to show a photo of her or name her when this is not my quest. This is not my quest. I had a visual confirmation from Mama JF live in front of me that she wanted to go away.
Even if that's true, she's been missing. None of her family has heard from her in 3.5 months. If you cared at all, you'd be like, yeah, if somebody sees her, please let me know. Please tell her to get a hold of her family. And again, in his one tweet, he kind of says that. You know, when he's making sure you know he has a digital trail that keeps him from being a murder suspect.
As far as I'm concerned, she's still in a trip. She's still out there just tripping. And I'm not going to publish her image because I don't know whether she consents to it. I'm not going to name her name because I don't know if she consents to it.
You think you do that with like a missing teen? Like some kid goes missing, like I'm not showing her picture. I don't know if that kid wanted to be not found.
if she wants to call me and say, JF, I want to be found, or JF, I don't want to be found, she could do it.
How much you want to bet he gets a phone call from her soon? No, she finally called me, said she's fine.
Can do it. So yeah, what I said in my tweet is, if you guys want to help the police, and you've seen Mama JF somewhere, you've seen her at a gas station, you've seen someone who looks like her, you just call the police, or check my tweet and you will find a Proton Mail email address. If you don't want,
actually, in your tweet, the Proton thing you put there is not to help find her; it's to raise money. It's literally a tip jar. We looked at that. It's not a, hey, hit me up at this email if you've heard from her. It's, hey, if you want to donate to me, you can do it here.
To be in contact with the police, just send me an email and I can relay any information that I think is relevant or factual. I'm not going to relay trolling, so you guys can already forget the idea of trolling me. I'm going to relay what seems to be important, but it's probably Mama JF is out there having fun, probably exposing herself to huge risks. You know, the risks of street life and anonymous life.
See, again, right there, he goes to street life. But just to prove my point here, if you want to send an encrypted tip anonymously, oh, maybe he did mean tip. Maybe I took that wrong. Maybe I took that wrong, and I need to apologize to JF. He meant tip as in a tip to where to find her. All right, that's fair enough. I apologize, JF. That is my bad.
When no one is there to care for you, you are at risk because no one knows. No one knows if someone has raped you and just put your body in a ditch. And
do you hear this? Nobody knows if you've been raped and thrown in a ditch. I'm not going to try to help find you. You even know that she could have been raped and thrown in a ditch, and you're like, maybe she don't want to be found. God damn. Just a little worry. Just a little worry. That's all. Yeah, unacceptable views. That is very oddly specific. Hey, you might be dead after being raped, but you don't want to be found.
No one is there to check. That's the consequence of anonymity. That's the consequence of having no one. That is the cost of liberty.
See, right there, that is him being very bitter. That's what you get. That's what happens to you, bitch.
But we've chosen to, and Mama JF has fully chosen to run with that cost. So it's like she has her husband right here, ready to care for her, ready to give her security and comfort and not demanding anything from her. She chose to expose herself to whatever risk it is, and she totally has the right to do so.
Homie, seriously, do you get how sociopathic you come off sounding here? Hey, if she wants to come back, there's a lot of love for her right here. But I ain't looking for that bitch. I ain't even going to help. I'm not going to try telling people her name or put her picture up so people can find her. Nah, fuck that bitch. I mean, I love her, and if she comes back, there's a loving home here. Fuck that bitch.
Shadowban says, if someone could get away with murder, it's JF. But if
no. We just watched him. Basically, it's like he watched an episode of Law and Order, and he's like, I gotta make sure my electronic signal is far enough away. Who talks about their electronic signal?
Shadowban says, if someone could get away with murder, it's JF. But if someone could get away with faking their death, it's Mama JF.
Okay, I just want to remind you, I started this by showing you a video of this woman saying she got tricked into being a pedophile. She got tricked into being a pedophile. But in his world and in that commenter's world there, she could fake her own death and nobody would ever understand it. And she's 007 who would hide her face from all the facial recognition cameras. The chick who got tricked into being a pedophile. I don't know how you get tricked into being a pedophile. And she goes on to say in that she believed in being a pedophile and everything, and then she changed her mind later. But we're not talking about like he brought a kid into the bedroom and she didn't know it was a kid and that therefore tricked into being a pedophile. No. She was a pedophile who supported banging kids. But she's a mastermind, an absolute mastermind and master of deception. You'll never find her. She's a ghost. Thank you, Cast One. You bleeding? Yeah, you bleeding? Blink if you want to be found. Is this sleeping or a long bunk? I come back later and ask again. Yeah, this is just creepy as shit. And look at him laughing at this.
That is absolutely correct.
Tricked into being a pedo.
I mean, you have found an interesting duality right here. Absolutely, totally the style of Mama JF.
That's not a duality, really. I mean, that's singular for each one of you. I guess as a couple, maybe a duality.
Basically, fake her death, or
and that's another crazy thing. Fake her death. As far as from what you've told, why would you even be on faking her death? It would be hiding so nobody could ever find her, not faking her death. I'm not wrong on that, right? As far as we know from everything he said, that there's no reason to believe she's dead other than the fact that he's really creepy and it sounds like he probably killed her. She was alive at a gas station and she talked to him 2 days later and then bought a new phone that she never used to call anybody. Don't underestimate the naked bicycle riding 007. I know, right? Yeah, exactly. He went from hiding so nobody can find her to faking her own death. Frank, thanks so much. Could have been tricked into pulling Gone Girl to GF. I mean, or JF, maybe. She didn't seem that intelligent, if I'm being honest. I saw several videos of her besides that right there. The chick doesn't sound like she's all there. And granted, in a lot of those, she's clearly drunk. But mastermind, she's not. Got a thing loading here 1 second. Adabisi, thank you so much. There's a difference in not looking. What this is making excuses why no one would find her in the future. Yes. I mean, the not looking is bad enough, but they're like, you'll never find her because she'll hide really well. She plays hide and seek the best. She always wins.
Just disappear in a way that she can switch identity. I mean, she's
now she's switching identities. Good God. Who believes this shit?
And it's amazing because Mama JF doesn't watch movies like CSI and 007 or she doesn't watch James Bond and gets excited at it, but her life is a James Bond movie of its own.
The chick you plucked off of being a drug addict on the street. She's 007. I'm sorry, 007. Fuck, man.
That is what is so amazing. Holy shit.
And he's just giggling about all this. She's missing, by the way. And this is some funny shit right here. Now, look, I am not one of those people, like if somebody's grieving and they laugh, like, see, they're not really grieving. Because, you know, sometimes laughter is how you deal with this kind of shit. And I don't think you're sad completely. You should still be able to have some sense of humor there. But time and place, man, you gotta have the you're laughing too much. You're just a little too much for the mother of your children to be missing for 3.5 months. Thank you, Cryptic. 7. Yes. 007.
What a crazy woman. Ooh. But you know, out of the crazy women who have been in my life, she has
no. Retarded. The retarded women in your life. And we're not saying retarded like, she's dumb. No. Clinically retarded people. Those are who you date.
Always been morally straight, you know. Yes, all of this disappearance is causing some kind of shake-up and chaotic thing in my life. I mean, I'm getting woken up by the feds every morning. They're knocking at my window, and I'm like, what? But I'd much rather this than evil stuff, than attacks on loved ones. I would much rather the chaos.
What? I would much rather the police knocking on my door than attacks on loved ones. Nobody's attacking her. They're trying to find out if she's safe. I prefer the police knock on my door than find out if she's safe. This is some creepy shit here. Does he talk about her in the past tense? Yes, he absolutely does. Repeatedly. Cryptic, thank you. Mickey is a French-Canadian hobbit. Get her on the case. He can look in all the small, I think he means she can look in all the small holes since she's such a small person. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. And Mickey.
Of Mama Jeff, but with a kind of moral pillar to it. Than anything else, anything more evil. Forex says, often when worried families get the state involved to save or help someone, they make it significantly worse for the person. There is very little help the state can give to a person against their own will. That is very wise.
But that's not what we're talking about here. Nobody's saying, hey, she's on the street and is a drug addict and force her into drug rehab, or she's mentally ill, force her into an asylum. They're saying, hey, is she alive? See, this is the kind of shit he's doing that makes him look guilty as shit. He's making it more than it is. Faking her death rather than going camping. Hiding her face, faking her death. What? He takes it like, no, extreme. Let's go to the extreme. Nobody's talking about calling the police on her because she's acting erratically in the middle of the street like that one black kid that got killed. They're just like, hey, are you alive? No, that is very smart. That if you get the state involved, it makes everything worse. Nobody's talking about bringing her home. Nobody's talking about arresting her. Nobody's talking about forcing her to get help. It's just, hey, did he kill you?
That is what I was telling the policeman, you know, wherever Mama Jeff is.
Wait, you were telling the policeman that when the police get involved with finding somebody, it makes shit worse? I think we have a clue as to why they're parked outside of your door. Good God.
It was our choice to be there, and it was our choice to run these risks. And
it was, wait, what risk? You don't even know what's happened yet. I mean, you did kind of bring up being raped and thrown into a ditch. And that's the risk you've been talking about since, I guess. Look, that bitch, she was wearing the wrong potato sack. She was asking for it.
Would hate it to hear that all of these people are looking for her. So now there's a whole...
She would hate to know anybody cared. Okay, JF. Then why'd she tell you she bought another phone? See, this is another one of those things where liars, they give too many details. If you're ever going to lie, whether it's to the police or otherwise, if you're going to lie, be as vague as possible. Absolutely as vague as possible. Because the more you try to lock down everything, the easier it is to catch you later. Why would she even tell you she was getting another phone? If she's going off grid, just be like, I'm going off grid. I'm getting rid of this phone. Why even bring up that she's getting another phone unless that other phone is to contact people that she knows? I'm getting rid of this phone. I'm not talking to you anymore, but I have another phone just in case I want to call mom, dad, Sally, whoever. Maybe I want to talk to the kids sometime. Getting too specific is how you get caught in lies.
National campaign to find Mama Jeff, and I will ask Mama Jeff and you guys just to calm all these people. Can you please collaborate? Like,
calm down,
go
people.
ahead and just if you've seen,
bruh, You've spent 27 minutes giving people reason to be worried, getting people reason to get worked up because what you've said is absolutely stupid. You're like, hey, could y'all just calm down? I disagree. You should totally talk about how you sanitize your house with bleach and how you won't let the feds into your home. Yeah, when she disappears, this is true. The stream he does on the 20th of June, he says that one of the reasons he's been away is because now the house cleaning duties are up to him. How dirty did she have the house? Things have changed, and so I've had to take care of the house cleaning. Do you know how much bleach it takes to get rid of a blood stain in a wooden house?
Mama JF alive, and you can reassure everyone, and you can calm these people.
Mickey says it's also important that a lot of ethical laws U.S. law enforcement may have from getting info from suspects don't apply to Canada. They're just letting him hang himself. Oh, well, everything he's saying here could be admissible in court because he's doing it publicly. He's not being asked by police. I understand what you're saying, like with Miranda rights and stuff. If he is a suspect, depending on which part of the investigation they have to be like, hey, anything you say can be used against you. This is him just talking. Everything he said here could have been in a U.S. court used against him. So I get what you're saying, but even this would qualify here. He's just burying himself.
And you can make so the feds don't knock on my door on an everyday basis.
The feds are knocking on your door, not because everybody's worried, but because if you talk to them like you've just talked to us, they think you killed her. For good reason. You still may not have, but they absolutely think you're a murder suspect. Because, well, either you killed her or you're really, really stupid.
That would be very appreciated. As far as I know from this.
What's going on there? His girlfriend has left like this before. Y'all know this, right? Really? When did she last leave for 3.5 months? Because the way he's described it, she left for 2 weeks. And she did not buy camping gear beforehand. And he did not drop her off in front of a camera alive. Thank you, Crypt. She left thinking that he didn't want her around, and then 2 weeks later came back. Cryptic, thank you so much. Look at that, Detective Mikachu. There you go, Mickey-Chu. Sorry, Mickey-Chu. Like Pikachu, but with Mickey.
This investigation, as far as my interaction with the police, I understand it to be. They are not interested in any form of persecution of me, of Mama JF.
They're camped outside of your home, homie. They think you killed her. He says there's been a police car outside. Well, actually, a federal vehicle outside of his house since all the questions started. They're not looking at me like a suspect. Homie, if you really believe that, call a lawyer right now.
Just interested at establishing that Mama JF is alive. So, Mama JF, if you hear this, you have a chance there to calm all these people down. Only with a word from you, I'm sure they would be reassured.
I'm telling you, we're going to get a tweet from Mama JF anytime now. And he'll be like, she called me. Oh, fuck.
Silver.
Monkey just wants to hype a murder fantasy. No, I'm not hyping a murder fantasy. And I think I've been very clear that he may not have done anything, that everything I'm saying is based on the fact that he's making himself look guilty and that he should shut the fuck up because he is the one making this worse right now. If he didn't do this video, most people probably wouldn't even know this happened. If he didn't do this video, most people wouldn't be pointing to all the stupid shit he said in here, like, I dropped her off in front of a camera alive. Who says shit like that? This is the kind of shit that you pick up from watching murder porn, investigation discovery, Snapped, and all of that shit, like they found it from the electronic signature. Who uses the term electronic signature in everyday life? Who talks about how their electronic signature made sure they were far away from the electronic signature of the missing person. Everything he's saying is making him look guilty. I'm just laughing at him for it. And yes, he's making himself sound very guilty.
Spider says, JF is such a loyal guy. I really hope he finds a loyal wife. We should
put a loyal guy. He's such a loyal guy. The guy's like, I don't care. I mean, if she comes back, I'll love on her. But I don't care if she's in a ditch after being raped. Fuck.
All of our super chats together and order him one from Japan. Well,
y'all should probably save that money for his defense.
Talking about wives from Japan, I mean, yes, Martin Shkreli. Oh my God, he scored. He's
in a video where you're talking about your missing wife, your missing baby mama. You pull up a picture of Martin Shkreli and his new chick to give him props for finding himself a new hot chick. Did he recently fall? I mean, JF's never been all that smart, but has he knocked his head? This is a bad look. This is a really bad look. They don't have kids together. Oh, did she lose the pregnancy? Because I know that she was pregnant at one. He was monitoring her ovulation to get her pregnant.
Card the
okay, let's say it's not baby mama. It's still wife.
Ultimate jaw-having Asian. I have never seen this, ladies and gentlemen. The sexy body of the Neotenic Asian combined with the perfect jaw of the European genetics. How the hell, where the hell does Martin Shkreli find such perfection? Tiffany Fong.
Time and a place, homie. Time and a place. Jesus fucking Christ.
Is new girlfriend of Martin Shkreli. Yes. Oh my God. I'm
going to be honest with you. I was kind of doing other stuff when I was listening to this part, and I heard that. I'm like, wait, what the fuck is he just saying? He's actually doing a little dance. Your wife's missing. All right. Again, I don't know that he did anything to her, but he's not helping himself here. And I don't for a minute believe he finds her attractive because she's not retarded from what we can tell.
So happy for you, Martin. I'm so happy. Daryl says that's almost too much. I mean, this is the point at which it's almost there. Balloon Nut says, sends $10. Thank you so much. He says, are you serious? Did Mama JF really leave the family for no other reason than to be a drifter? I mean, it looks like it. It looks like it.
That ain't what it looks like, homie. He's giggling about that. This is one of the things me and Jack were talking about. He just laughs at all the wrong times in here. It looks like it. Bruh, do you see how this looks?
I mean, you guys know we have seen her here on the show, leaving back like a year or two ago. And we have seen her
for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks. She didn't go Jason Bourne hiding her face from cameras so that she could be missing for 3.5 months and nobody could find her if they wanted to. You fucking retard. She didn't go 007 for 3.5 months.
Again, disappearing, and you know, just before she left in June.
And one other thing. In that case, he talks about why she left. In this case, he's like, I don't know why she left. And she was going backpacking across Morocco after she was in the cargo hold. Fuck.
I remember a bizarre show a bizarre show where I accused her of terrorism.
Yes.
Because she tried to enter the studio with something that I do not allow at all on this show, like at all.
At all.
And she knows it very well that there will never be such things on this show.
P-Dog, how you doing, my friend? He says, what up, Monk? Dumbass JFG doesn't seem all that concerned. What a effing tard. Yeah. He did himself no favors with this stream. Now, what they're talking about here, I did not see the stream. I have been told that the thing she was going to bring on the stream that he does not allow is a gun. I have no idea if that's true or not. But he accused her of terrorism for wanting to come onto the stream while holding a gun. You know, perfectly rational stuff.
And she attempted to surprise me by surprise opening the door of the studio and came running to my camera. And I had the chance to turn off the camera just before she arrived to me, because it's like 2 meters. She did a 2-meter run to try to violate one of the ultimate rule of the show, a rule so intense that you guys cannot even ever hear it.
Oh, she tried to violate a rule so intense you guys can't even hear it. Oh, all right. And he accused her of terrorism for it. I just love that she came running 2 meters. Isn't that like 6 feet? Isn't 2 meters? She ran. She just sprinted that 6 feet. All right. I mean, sure. Look, I'm not saying the bitch isn't crazy. I mean, she told us she got tricked into being a pedophile. But that doesn't say that she's going to just go live on the streets or in the woods with Pooh Bear for 30 days and then 60 days and then 90 days. And what are we up to now? Like 115? Her trying to give you shit on your stream is not the same as her intentionally becoming homeless, going off grid while still living in the middle of a city. Make up your mind, dude. Is she off grid in the woods, or is she off grid in the city hiding from cameras?
That you guys cannot that I cannot even tell you what the rule is. And it's like, and then I said, Mama JF, you're banned from the show for a couple of weeks because that was actual.
I see the connection now. He banned her from the show for a couple of weeks. That's exactly like disappearing for 3.5 months. Not talking to your family, throwing away your cell phone, and for some reason telling the guy that you're trying to get away from that you bought a new one. It's exactly the same. He kicked her off. That's just like her leaving for 3.5 months.
Terrorism.
True. I get you.
Attempted to terrorize me, and yeah. So that was maybe weeks before she left.
Now let's talk about that.
I don't know.
This is weeks before she left, and the first time she leaves, she says it's because she feels like he didn't want her around. I wonder where she got that idea. She's trying to be silly with him, and he's like, "You can't come on the show. You're a terrorist." And she's like, "Well, I feel like he doesn't want me around." That's insane. That's insane thinking right there. Okay, well, what happened this time, Jeff?
Not that it's directly related, but I think that she was starting to kind of be in a mood of party, and in her party mood, she had forgotten that there are serious rules in Papa JF's house. So yes, that is basically all I have to say, and this story is so weighing on my mind that I don't think I can. I don't think I can continue the show tonight with news or stuff of a frivolous nature.
You should have done news and what you're calling frivolous instead of what you just did. Instead of making yourself look guilty, especially if you're not, instead of making yourself look guilty, you probably should have covered the news.
This is too much on my mind. And that is why I had to take a break also 2 days ago. It's because, man, just waking up early is something that I had the privilege in my life to attain such a degree of luxury that I can wake up whenever I want, whenever I feel like, all the time. But for 4 or 5 days, I'm back to waking up at 9 a.m. Because the feds are, and they knock for a long time, before they wake me up. So it's been tiring me, because when you change my sleep schedule, where I'm super used to this very long sleep where I'm fully rested, now suddenly you mess up my normal sleep, and suddenly I'm more tired. So any information would be appreciated to calm all of these people. And it will have been a short show for tonight, but that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. I can read actually what I wrote today on Twitter. The police in Canada is looking for Mama JF because, in true Mama JF fashion, she has left our home in June and has disappeared from the map.
Just once again, there's nothing in her history where she's disappeared for 3.5 months, completely silent. In true Mama JF fashion, she's done something she's never done before. What retard hears that and is like, yeah, that makes sense? In true fashion, she has done something out of fashion. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I am sure that Mama JF is fine. I know she has been safe for at least 2 days after I dropped her where she wanted in June.
Again, that is such a retarded point. I know that since June 19th, I haven't heard anything from her. But hey, for those 2 days, I know she was safe. Believe me, she called me. I talked to her. Wink, wink.
Mama JF left our home entirely voluntarily to go live a life of adventure.
That's another weird thing to say. She left our home entirely voluntarily. She left our home. Why do you you're going too far to sell it. Again, even if you're innocent, you're going too far to sell it.
Wherever it would bring her. But since she has electronically disappeared, not connecting to her cell phone or updating me or her family.
Again, you say this is her true fashion. When has she ever done that before?
I ask anyone who would have encountered her to just notify the police so that they can know she is safe. And I ask her if she wants to leave a note to the police, me, or her family to ensure everyone of her safety. If you want to send an encrypted tip anonymously, I can receive them at jfgariepy@proton.me. And
yeah, why don't you show the one where you respond to somebody telling him, no, I made sure that there's an electronic signal that's not near hers.
Someone was asking, did everyone's girl lose her shit this summer? Mine went full postpartum bunkers in August. And I said, that's the cost of female liberty. 50,000 policemen, full-time salary, nationwide searches. We could feed the homeless 1 billion times.
They said, hey, guys, if you see her, let us know. And they've been asking you questions. The whole need to exaggerate there, it's another thing that makes you look guilty. How dare they spend resources trying to find my wife? Who says that when your wife is missing? And I get it. The dude's a tard. So maybe that's all it is. He's just a fucking retard. But it's making him look guilty. Can you believe they're spending all these resources to find this bitch I say I love? God damn, man.
Just take our society and just allow some degree of control by husbands onto their wives.
Yeah, that's the message to take away here. Let men control their wives. Where the fuck did that come from? Hey, that bitch wouldn't be missing if I could just she'd do what I told her to do. That's what you just said, homie.
just basic control of some little financial aspects. Some like, no, you won't travel to Peru, and so I'm going to decide for you that you won't travel to Peru. Just allow.
That's a very specific. He's upset about Peru. I don't know what Peru did to JF, but
some form of control of husbands over their wives, and you're not gonna get events like the Mama JF craziness here.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you want that female liberty, Papa JF can provide. And because we are in a liberal society, yeah, I'm going to stand by the idea.
Did you just catch what he did there? My wife is missing. Hey, if you want some liberty, ladies, I can give it to you. He's trying to pick up women in a video about his missing wife. Who does that?
Ideals of our society. And the ideals of our society first is, I cannot keep a woman against her will. I cannot go against her request. I cannot intimidate her to stay with me.
Yeah. He's mocking this. I can't intimidate a woman. Why do you want to?
I cannot.
How about giving her a reason to stay? Fuck. I'll give her 5 across the eyes. That'll teach her to stay.
Manipulate her emotionally to be one way or another. And so what are the tools I have left as a man?
Be nice to her?
The tools I have left is, all right, I respect your liberty. You want to go out there and do your crazy lifestyle? Where do you want me to drop you?
I can keep a wife by letting her go. Seriously, I think he might have had a fall recently.
Will drop you in the safest way and place I can.
In front of a camera, alive.
Is all I can do. And that is the cost of liberty. Thank you so much for
listening.
Oh,
dear fuck. That's the end of it, guys. Holy shit. Look, I mean this sincerely when I say he really could be innocent. It's entirely possible that, yeah, she just flipped out and decided to go live on the street. It wouldn't be completely unheard of. But that video, he just makes himself sound so guilty. And at the end, he's trying to pick up women. For fuck's... Play the other short video after it. Same thread. Oh, is that from when? Is that the clip from the original part where she leaves? But I closed it all, so give me a second to open it back up. That's this one right here. So the next one down would be. Oh, yeah, this is from the June 20th stream. He's dressed the same way. Does he only own one shirt? Or is this like his outfit for when he streams? I notice he wears that black shirt a lot. Why is my volume turned down? Yeah, this is from 3 days after she disappears. So it's 1 day after he supposedly heard from her the last time. And she said, I'm not talking to anybody anymore. I'm getting a new cell phone.
But in my case, I'm comfortable enough, and Mama JF has left me with everything that matters in life, what matters most of life. And so what can I do? I cannot hate her. I cannot be frustrated about this. And that's it. So that's why I had to take 3 days total to... I made so much cleaning, so much reinstalling, so much...
She left, so you had to clean and reinstall. The reinstall's a really weird one, isn't it?
Plastering of the walls.
Because she left, you had to replaster the walls? I would look into his purchases of bleach around this time.
Construction, renovation. I wanted to set the home in the way I like it. It's like...
without blood smears.
Like sterilize this home now. I can walk finally. I can access everything. The fridge is super clean.
So he killed her in the kitchen. Got it. Yeah. The whole June 20th stream is fucking weird. Where he only talks about it, I think, for like 5 or 6 minutes. But yeah, I replastered the walls, where I drove her head through it as she was telling me she wanted to leave. I left her alive. Yeah, it's fucking weird, man. It is really weird. He tries picking up women at the end of a video about his missing wife, where he tells us, "You'll never find her." Not because I killed her, because she's 007. She knows where the facial recognition cameras are, and she'll hide her face. Okay. This druggie you picked up off the street. Those are the people most known for their spy-like qualities as addicts. Fucking JF. Oh, God. Do you guys get why I've called him a retard every time I've mentioned his name on this show? Going back years? Especially if he is innocent, that video did him no good. That did him just no favors at all. It is such a bad look. And I really do hope she's found alive. I hope and this is a horrible thing to say, but I hope she's found living on the street. Because at least then she's still alive. But just watching this, she's buried in Peru somewhere. She's wrapped up in a Peruvian flag. No, she banged some Peruvian guy, and yeah, he seems really mad about Peru there for a little bit. What a weird video. Look, JF is weird. He always has been. So his I don't care about her thing, it could just be part of who he is. I would not be shocked by that at all. But just give a hint. I have no doubt that she's alive. How about I sincerely hope she's still okay. When he's talking about she could be, this is the lifestyle she chose. She could be in danger. Nobody would know if you were raped and in a ditch. I hope that didn't happen to you. Just, you could be raped and in a ditch. I'm just saying. It's such a weird look. Such a weird look. JF, I hope you didn't kill this woman. I really do. But if it turns out you did, I would not be shocked at all. You have always seemed off. You are a weird motherfucker. And I hope she's alive, but I wouldn't bet on it at this point. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the after party is coming to a close. I've logged like 5 hours streaming tonight, and it's about time to end this one so I can go to sleep. I won't have to worry about the feds knocking on my door. My wife is alive and well upstairs, so I should sleep as well as I can. You guys take care of yourselves. I love you, and I will see y'all next time. This is the after party. I don't have to sing. Bye, everybody.